here we are back at the mat, and this is my repurposed 24 by 24 canvas. I did a previous pour on it. It wasn't bad, but it was just like all the same color, which is not what I was going for. So today I'm going to shake it up a little bit, and these are the colors I'm going to be using. This black down here is just for the edge, so I can make sure I can get everything over that last corner. So this right here is yellow with a little bit of gold in it, as well as some brown, actually. It looks kind of mustardy. This is 24 karat gold from Extreme Sheen. This is white. This is Artist Loft Soft Body Red with a drop or two of Payne's Gray. And this is a mixture of blue, yellow, and some turquoise from Goldens to make this sort of deep turquoise blue. And this is just regular blue out of the bottle with a little bit of white. I wanted it to lighten it up against the dark colors. And then we have this is sort of a deep orange. It has some also Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold in that. So I'm gonna start again by doing like a half a cup of these, then add half a cup of white, all these cups, and maybe even the red on top of that, and then add the last two on top of that. So there's my dump paint, there it is, and we're gonna get started here in just a second. I'm gonna use my strainer again. I'm sorry, my colander again. I've been loving the effects I've been getting, so we'll do another one of those. Maybe the next pour, I will actually use my strainer again. Okay, hold on, let me fix things up here, make sure paints are all mixed right, and we'll get started. Okay guys, here we are, we're ready to start. Quick hello, little tap in the center of the canvas. And we're gonna start with my small colander today, since the canvas is small. And as you can see, I have the colors pretty much lined up in the order that I want to pour them today, starting with that sort of mustardy yellow on the bottom. And then next to that, as you can see, I put the gold on top of that. And just slowly stacking the colors. As you can see, in just a moment, the paint starts coming out of the colander, which is kind of fun to see. Now I'm adding this dark, deep red. And you gotta remember, red next to white is gonna probably have some pink. So we'll have to wait and see what happens when we're done with this pour. There's that beautiful deep turquoise blue. And then the light blue on top of that. And a little bit more white. And then this sort of reddish orangey color with a little bit of gold in it, I believe. And we're just going to top it off with the other two colors, the rest of that gold and then the rest of that mustard color on top of that. Okay, there's my black paint, double checking the consistency with a quick stir, making sure that it is pretty much the same consistency as the paints that are in the colander and on the surface of the canvas. And then we just slowly lift it up. Always remember, get as much paint out as you can. It doesn't always matter how that center looks because we're going to be pouring over it. There we go, last little shake. So here we go. Now I know sometimes people cringe if this is the first time they've watched me do this pour, thinking, what the heck are you doing? Pouring that black paint on top of that beautiful colander pour underneath. Again, I did this slow since I didn't want the negative space to be too big. People ask me, why does that occur? And it's because you're pouring black paint right in the center there of that puddle pretty much, and it disperses all the colors underneath. And so it's going to create some sort of negative space. So I'm slowly bringing it over the edge, bring it back, and then down to the opposite edge. Bring it back again, and then we're going to bring it over that upper right corner. So you can see the pearls are starting to develop on the canvas, which is always a good sign. And then just bringing it down, getting it over that last corner is really important. Remember, when you stretch those paints, those pearls are going to pop up through there. So as you can see on those edges, that's where the pearls start to show up because that's where the thinnest paint is. And then I'm just slowly watching it, see how it develops. I started seeing some of the lines come in of the color, and then we're going to put it on time lapse, and it really pops quickly. Bam. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Okay, so in just a second here, we are going to do the wet walkthrough, and yeah, we'll see how it holds up. Okay guys, here we are. We are finished with this painting. I have to say that this is probably one of the most dramatic effects that I've had. If you look at my paintings, more recent ones, maybe this one is pretty good there too, and so is this one, but I just love this. And the negative space is great. I probably might have to touch up a few things, but nothing significant. I am not going to take off the edge. I'm going to leave the edge the way it is. There's a subtle hint of that yellow that you can kind of see off of the light there. I was hoping actually for more of that, and I was also hoping for more red in the background, but I'm not disappointed because the effect of this is quite beautiful. Yay, another happy camper. Look at all those small ones I've done. I haven't done small ones like this in quite some time. And I'm having fun with the smaller canvases because the larger ones, while they're fun to work with, are also cumbersome. And you know, if you make a mistake and you have to scrape it, that's a lot of Floetrol, a lot of water and paint. Okay, friends, thanks for stopping by. Hold on for just a second. We'll see how it dries, and then we'll talk about any touch-ups that need to be done. I'm hoping that these pearls stay and don't sink. As you can see, they have a bit of color in the middle. But I'll probably will trim back some of these just to make them more round. That's it, nothing else. I'm not gonna take anything out. Okay, hold on, let's check it out first thing in the morning. Okay, here we are the next morning, and it is dry. It did not move at all overnight. It stayed as I showed you when it was wet. These pearls down here, they held their own. They did not lose their centers. I'll move in here and show you. They're looking really good. That side, the edge, I'm not touching. Believe it or not, there are no touch-ups needed in this pour. That is a first for me, or at least it's been quite some time. So these are the other paintings I've done this week. And this is my 5th one. So yeah, I'm going to be doing another one a little bit later, and I'm looking forward to that. I just want to show you some of the close-ups. These pink tendrils or spikes, I was hoping for deep red because that was the color that I used, if you noticed, in the cups. But I'm really happy at how it turned out. I just think it's very dramatic, and I think the composition is pleasing to the eye. The colors are beautiful, turquoise and pink and white. With a little bit of that yellow circling the negative space, which is great. So guys, thanks for stopping by. We'll do another one in the next few days, and we'll see you real soon.